Hi everyone. So today I've got Noush here. Noush is one of our tattooists from Brow Game. She's a very experienced cosmetic tattooist and microblade artist. And what we thought we'd be doing today is answering all of your questions that we've been collecting up over the last couple of weeks. So thanks for coming along today, Noush, from your lounge.
Right.
Yeah, I also am. Just a few
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. We both got makeup on,
Fun.
ready for the first time in
I
weeks.
know.
Um, so tell me about how you got into cosmetic tattoo and microblade and what sort of qualifications you've got to be where you are today.
Okay. Well, I actually studied interior and graphic design at uni, so I've always, been quite creative. But in 2017 is when I transitioned into cosmetic tattoo. So I first did a course with Phibrows in Dubai, and then I did another course with Phibrows again. They're quite internationally known. In Australia. And then it was really exciting. I moved to London and I was there for 2 years and I did lots of courses, like amazing courses with really great artists in Europe and in Britain, in the UK. And I worked in a really lovely spa, really, popular luxury hotel there. And I also worked in a really high-end salon. So, and then I just returned actually in March this year, and it was just amazing experience. So I learned so much and just had lots of experience. So yeah, it was really fun.
Wonderful. And so take me through the process a little bit. Like when you're deciding, when you're looking at someone's face, I mean, obviously I've had my brows tattooed, but if you're looking at
Yeah.
someone's face and they don't have a lot in the way of brows, or maybe they've got a bit of asymmetry or something, what
Mhm.
do you do? Like, how do you decide where their brows should go and what they should look like?
So that's where brow mapping comes in. So brow mapping basically is when I do brow mapping, I first of all, before I do that, I obviously ask the client what they want, and because they've been thinking about this for a while. So it's very important for me to know what they're looking for. And then if I feel like maybe what they're looking for might not be the best sort of brow design or shape or color for them, I explain to them why, and I try to meet them halfway. But in terms of like symmetry, no brow is perfectly the same, but we try to achieve a design like basically based on a measurement using different tools, and then I sort of like align it with the nose and the eyes so it matches the unique sort of like facial structure and their features. And then we go on to speaking about sort of like different pigments and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like a bit of brow mapping and just discussing what they want and drawing it on, looking at it both together and then altering it here and there until we finally sort of achieve a look that we both really like.
You don't just freehand. You're not just going and being like, "Yep, I'm just going to tattoo them here." You measure and draw and everything before you start.
Oh, 100%. The consultation is the most important thing. So that's when I use sort of like a brow pencil, like a makeup pencil,
Oh,
and then along with different sort of like tools, like measuring tools, and then I'll, draw the brow on, alter it, and then, yeah, once we kind of achieve a look, then obviously I know the shape they want, the thickness, the color, and then we come back and on the tattoo day, yeah, that's when we actually do the tattoo.
and can anyone have this done, or is it not suitable for everyone?
Cosmetic tattoo, there's options. The great thing about cosmetic tattoo is literally there's an option for almost most people. Even guys are getting it done these days. So it's really versatile. It's amazing. However, it's not recommended for women who are pregnant, breastfeeding,
Oh
and
yeah.
also if you have like specific skin conditions or medical conditions, or on certain sort of like medications, it's not ideal. That's where again the consultation is really important. So we
Okay.
discuss all these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
And
it's pretty much suited to all.
most people. So if you've got,
Yeah.
what about if you've got no eyebrow hair? So people that have total alopecia or just really like one or two hairs, can they still have it? How do you do that, like to make it look realistic?
Yeah, oh my God. Like honestly, this is where cosmetic tattoo is the best. Because most women, yeah, I mean, alopecia clients in the UK, I had lots of alopecia clients, and women who have, had cancer, or even men, hormonal issues can, cause like hair loss.
Yep.
So this is where cosmetic tattoo is perfect. With those kind of clients, I would, probably recommend like a powder brow or like a combination brow, which is a mix of hair strokes and like a powder soft look. That's probably more realistic and natural look for those kind of patients and clients.
Okay. And do you have to shave the eyebrows off? Because this is actually a question from one of our followers. Do you need to shave
Yeah.
the brow off before you tattoo a new one on?
No, that's not necessary at all. I mean, cosmetic tattoo, as I mentioned before, it's best, to work with the existing brow hairs. So it's not needed to shave the brows off. However, when we, again, going back to like the consultation where we're, mapping and drawing and so on, if we're sort of creating like a new design, like a new template sort of for the brow, we might tidy up around the brow, the design,
Yeah.
doing a bit of waxing maybe, or tweezing, trimming. But no, we definitely like to keep as much hair as we can, especially for those clients that want microblading. Just to achieve more of a natural look.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
And this is another question from one of our followers. I'm very blonde with very fair hair and pale eyebrows. How can I have a cosmetic tattoo done but have it still look natural?
So this is again, consultation is very important, because pigment choice for these particular clients is the most important, because you want a pigment to kind of match the skin as much as the light hairs,
Okay.
but also obviously dark enough to have more, add more definition, which is what they're looking for. A lot of spray is definitely achievable. We see, I mean, this is what, again, cosmetic tattoo is, popular for, because for those clients who
Yeah.
barely can see their brows basically. Also, some of them who have like grays or very, very light hairs, I sometimes recommend sort of tinting the brow hairs, or even using henna after sort of the tattoo, because that sort of adds more definition and enhances the tattoo of the
Okay.
brow. So
Okay. I see what you mean.
yeah.
Now, with microblade, can everyone have it? What about people that have oily skin? Is it suitable for everybody?
I mean, it's not like they can't get it done. I mean, they definitely can, but they need to be aware that with oily skin, so microblading is a very subtle and natural sort of technique. It's using hair strokes. Again, for those clients who have a lot of like natural hair, so we kind of just like enhance the brow. Because it is strokes, and your skin obviously produces more oil than the average, the strokes can blur and sort of blend in together, or the like brow itself can lighten or fade a lot faster than usual,
Okay.
compared to someone that has like a dry skin. The strokes will remain their crispness, and will just last a bit longer.
Okay.
That again, where a great option for oily skin is the powder combination, because it sort of adds, it's implanting more pigment into the skin. So those with oily skin, it'll last longer for them.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that's good to know. So you can have different techniques done, and that will help it to last better, or you might have a better effect if you go with one than another.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's definitely achievable, but you might need probably a top up sooner than someone else.
Okay. And
Yeah.
this is another question from one of our followers. So,
Yep.
my eyebrows are really wonky and not symmetrical at all. Is this something that can be fixed with cosmetic tattoo?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, almost all brows are not symmetrical. So again, this is where cosmetic tattoo is another reason why it's so popular. So it's definitely achievable. But in saying that, no brow is exactly identical, and we can try and achieve like an identical brow, but it won't look as natural and realistic. So we can try, if you've got like strong muscles and we can definitely try and align it as much possible, but it's never going to be identical, which is probably not recommended anyways. But no, it's definitely achievable, 100%.
So you can even them up. For example, if you had like a brow that grew really low. Before I have had my brows cosmetically tattooed, and I used to have a brow that grew really low on one side, but it's actually not much brow. But can you lift aside and that sort of thing?
Yeah, for sure. For example, I myself, I had a bit of an arch because my brows are quite flat and they're straight. No, honestly, you can achieve almost anything.
Brows are perfect. So you've chosen to have them tattooed with a little bit of an arch in yours.
Yeah. Yes.
Lovely.
I
have brow envy.
Oh no. Thanks.
And is it very painful? Like, how do you go about managing the pain for your clients? And do people generally want to come back, or are they like permanently scarred from the feeling?
No. I mean, it's not. I mean, my grandma's had it done, so that explains a lot. She's had her eyeliner done. She's had her lips done, lip blush. She's had her brows done. It's not painful because it's definitely it's not unbearable pain. A lot of people say that it's like tweezing, like plucking hair, tweezing hair, that sort of like scratchy sort of sensation. However, throughout the process, it might like certain areas of the brow, depending on each person, it can get a little bit more uncomfortable than others. But that's when numbing cream comes in hand. We've got 2 different types, so the process becomes a lot easier, definitely.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. And so do you put the numbing cream on yourself, or does the client do that, or how does that sort of work?
So again, when we have the consultation, I recommend what numbing cream is, obviously best suited to the client. I write the name down. We recommend the clients to get the numbing cream before their appointment and apply it. There's 2 different types. And then we apply it, I ask them to apply it 30 minutes prior to their appointment. So when they arrive, we just, it's nice and numb and we get straight into it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And what do you think the brow trends for the next year or so are going to be? There's always something new, but what are you thinking is going to happen?
I don't know. I have this feeling that like thin brows are going to be back in. Thin brows are going to come back in.
Really thin, or just not as thick as the mega brows we've been doing the last
not pencil thin, but definitely, I don't know, I just have this feeling we've kind of done the whole thick brow. I think if we get any thicker,
I know what you mean.
go back to my roots of having a monobrow. But yeah, I don't know, I just feel like maybe a bit thinner, going a bit thinner,
a bit more understated.
And more of like a timeless, I think, like thickness, basically. Not too thin, not too thick.
Not Insta brows, they're out.
Yeah.
Insta brows are out. 22.
Definitely not.
What about, I'm sure like everyone's seen these kind of brows before, where you see like you're at the supermarket and you see like these dark blue brows, or brows that are like almost joined in the center, and it looks like someone's had been attacked with a Sharpie. They're like an older generation, but what's gone wrong here, and can you fix it easily?
This so my mum, for example, has one of those brows, and a lot of women do, because obviously cosmetic tattoo back in the days was different. So the reason that is because maybe they've chosen the wrong pigment color for the skin at the time, or not the best brand of pigment, and possibly implanting it quite deeper within the skin than they should be doing.
Tattoo, that sort of thing.
Pardon?
Like with a body art tattoo, how they're quite...
exactly. So I mean, if yeah, if you get close up, it kind of looks like a body tattoo. And it shouldn't be. It's called semi-permanent makeup, not permanent makeup. And yeah, so but that's probably the reason why yeah, going too deep or the incorrect sort of pigment choice. It's very important to have a well balance of like cool and warm colors.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the colors can change over time once the brow heals.
Right. So that's very important, pigment selection.
Of course, yeah. No one wants purple brows.
No, no, no. And they won't with you. I've seen your brows and they are marvelous.
Although maroon is my favorite color. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
And, yeah, and we'll be popping your details below and how clients can get in touch to book a consultation from when we.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
See you
Take
later.
care, guys. See
Bye.
ya. Bye.